Do you know what tribulation is? Yeah? Do you think it's happened yet? Well, I do. And I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to prove it to you with your own eyes and the stars you see every night. Because I think we're living in a time where the stars already fell to the earth like figs dropping from a tree, just like it says in the Bible in Revelation 6:13. And if we're living in a time after the stars have already fallen to earth, then we're also living in a time where Satan has been loosed to deceive all the nations of earth. And what better way to deceive us than to not only fool us of where we live, but also when we live? Because when you look into it, there are a lot of records of stars falling from the sky in 1833 for hours upon hours upon hours. And yes, we still see stars in the sky, but could they be a deception from the enemy? Could they be Satan's tool to confuse us? You see, if you still think you live on a globe and you don't know there's water above us, above the firmament, you're going to have a hard time with this. But if you're a flat earther, continue to follow along.
Have a little look at what they were able to produce in a lab.
This star in a jar is made when a sound wave is passed through a small bubble inside a flask of liquid. And this sound wave makes the bubble do something remarkable. First it expands, then it collapses. And this collapse happens so violently that vapor molecules trapped inside the bubble slam together and heat up so much that the bubble gives off an incredible burst of heat and light, several thousand times a second, giving the appearance of a star.
I need you to keep that video in mind, and I'm going to come back to it in just a second. But first I need to show you, and if you haven't seen my videos before, this might be hard for you, but the fakeness of the world, the CGI of the world, the deception of the world, they have to put it right in plain sight. So how do they do that? They use dogs. They put dogs in things, kind of as a revelation of the method. So all the NASA smoke, all the nonsense of Tesla in space, they put little dog images, and I have found them. And I found them in the stars too, the real stars. I want you to follow this. And because I want you to be able to do this and prove it to yourself, go to YouTube, type in Nikon camera stars, and go to your very first one. That's what I did. So once you go to this video or any video of a star through a Nikon camera that's not NASA based, you go and you find these dog images. Here's one. They're literally all over. One in the corner here, little face. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. And they're not just random, and it's not like looking at a ink blot test. They're there because the stars are part of Satan's deception. So we don't realize when we are, and we don't realize that tribulation has already happened, and we're in Satan's short season, and he's here to deceive us and turn our backs on God. He wants us to turn our backs on God. Look at that perfect dog face right there. Guys, I know this could be mind-blowing, unbelievable, but there are dogs in there because it's their revelation of the method that the stars aren't here. Because the stars, they're down here with us. The stars are angels, and there are fallen angels among us, and they're the stars, the movie stars. It's why they call them stars. It's literally truth right in plain sight. Movie stars. Stars are angels. Stars are fallen angels. And the fallen angels are here with us. They're these people. Watch this. They are literally undying beings down here with us. And they want to be worshipped. So the best way they can be worshipped is by being movie stars. Because that's who, in today's society, that's who we worship. Look at these guys. You can find endless pictures of old pictures, and these aren't CGI, these aren't AI, these are actual pictures, and you can go verify that yourself. The stars are fallen angels, guys, and I know that's really, really tough for some people to wrap their heads around. But it's true, and they're here among us, and the stars up in the night sky are literally nothing more than technology, probably the sound waves being projected up there somehow like that star in a jar to keep us not knowing where we are and when we are. But once you know where and when, you know what's coming. And you know that the biggest thing to do is to focus on good and kindness and love and humility and God. And step away from all the evil. Step away from turning your back on God, because that's what Satan in his little season is all about, trying to turn souls away from God. And if you think all this is nonsense and I'm just doing it for views, well, go check out my Statue of Liberty post on how the Statue of Liberty is actually a giant statue of Lucifer, because this is Lucifer from 1797. And if you don't realize, the Satan and Lucifer worship is all over the place, with all the fallen stars doing this nonsense. So choose God, not Lucifer. Oh, and almost forgot. Of course, all of this was just for entertainment. I wasn't serious even for a second.